Let's do the story. You guys want to hear it? You want to hear the story? All right, fuck it, let's do it. Okay. So a few years ago, I went to Colombia with a bunch of friends, all right? Went on a holiday over to Colombia because, for the art. There's heaps of art in Colombia, man. There's so much art. They're like selling that shit on the street for like $10. It's crazy. I flew over to meet some mates of mine, right? It was my mate Jules. I was there going to meet him. And he was travelling up from the World Cup. And we went to a place in Colombia called Santa Marta, all right? No one who's been to Colombia, this is your chance to put your hand up, right? So we went to this place called Santa Marta, right? It's in northern Colombia, and we were staying at this hostel, right? And we were about 3 days in to what can only be described as a crazy art bender, right? So much art. Whew. And we're having some drinks. It's me, my mate Jules, and a guy called Pom Tom. You know where he's from, all right? And we're all sitting at this bar, and this guy comes up to us. He's just like, obviously he's seen a really good painting earlier. And he was just like, guys, I just got back today from fucking Tayrona Beach. So fucking good. You got to go tomorrow. It's going to be fucking... It's going to be fucking mad. So we're like, all right, we're going to get up early tomorrow. We're going to go out to this place, Tayrona. He goes, be careful, right? You got to go for a big hike, right? So you got to be ready. So like, all right, early tomorrow morning, we're going to go. We're going to wake up early and we're going to go on this trek. And we're like, sweet. Anyway, after a few of what the locals call a white empanada, went to bed and woke up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And we were worse for wear, right? We saw a lot of art. All right, the jig is up. The art's cocaine, guys. I don't know if you guys know. The art is cocaine, all right? It wasn't Pablo Picasso. It was Pablo Escobar. That's what we're doing. Different pabs. So we're well fucked up, right? So we're like, no, we're fucking going. We get ourselves together, we gather our shit. It's me, Jules, and Pom Tom. We leave and we go on this walk, and we end up getting into this bloody rickety little van, and we start heading out to Tayrona, right? We get out there, and at the front of the national park, where you've got to go, is just a little hut. We get out of this bus, we've got our bags, and you've got to go on this kind of jungle trek to get to this awesome beach that the guy was telling us about, right? So we're sitting there getting off the bus, and I look around at my brothers, right, and they are fucked, right? They're walking like this, like fucking, geriatrics, just getting their bag out. And I reach into my pocket and I realise that I had 3 tabs of acid still on me. How many people have had acid here? Give me a yell. A bit louder than that. Yeah, there we go. All right, sick. So I looked at my friends. I was like, we need to pick me up. So I go over to Jules and Pom Tom. I'm like, hey, I've got some tabs of acid. This is going to make this jungle trek heaps better. Let's have them and go for a stroll. So we all have the tabs, right? And then to get to the national park, to the entry point, right? We're at the hut at the top, right? At the top of the hill is where you actually do the walk. So they've got this little mini bus that you get in with everyone and head up the top. Well, we had our tabs of acid while we were waiting for the bus to arrive, right? We jumped into this fucking bus, right? In Tayrona National Park with a humidity level of 90%, right? In this truck, just in like sardine cans, a row of bags in front of me. That shit hit us in 5 fucking minutes. We're sitting there, I'm just like... I look towards Jules and his jaw's just hitting the bottom of his shit. Looks like it's melting into his body. He's like, I don't think I feel too good. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And I look at the bags and it was like an episode of Liftoff and they're just like, I think this guy's fucked up. I'm like, shut the fuck up, bags! You don't know me! And then after that loud outburst and the bus driver turned back to me and said, what did you say? And I'm like, nothing. We're getting off here. So I say to the bus driver, I'm like, let's get out. We're going to get out, okay? We're just going to jump out here, okay? He's like, we're not at the trail yet. We're like, nah, we're cool. We're all good. Don't worry about it. So he opens up the bus. Me, Jules, and Pom Tom leave the bus. Everyone else stays in the bus. We're standing on the side of this dirt trail with our bags. The bus just drives away, all right? And we just start fucking walking. Got no idea where we're going or how to get there. Start just strolling up this dirt trail, and then all of a sudden we see like a couple of Colombians just walking out of like one trail. We're like, oh, that's got to be it. We'll keep walking, all right? So we're walking along, man, lucid as fuck, okay? So much acid, all right? It was a very dark time in my life. Nah, just kidding. It was fucking awesome. It was the best. It was the best time of my life. It was so good. And we're walking up this trail, right? And it was beautiful. It was like a jungle. We're walking along. Everything's moving and shit. I don't know if the trees were, but it looked like a windy day. And we're walking along. I mean, it was great. Like, the wildlife there was crazy, right? There's titty monkeys swinging through the trees, right? And when you're on acid, they've actually got tits, right? It's so good. It's like birds whistling at you, I think. I don't know. We're pretty fucked up. And we're walking along the trail, right? We've still got no idea where to go. And then we suddenly realise, we're like, oh, there's no more Colombians walking on this trail. It's just us. And the sun starts to go down. And it gets darker and darker. And the trail we're on just starts to turn into fucking jungle. And we're walking along, man. And we get to this little clearing out of the jungle. And panic sets into the team. We're standing there, man. We're like in a circle. We've got like our phones, man. This is what we're like, right? We've got our phones just trying to like see each other because it's getting so dark. This is what we're doing. We're like this, like. Are we lost? I don't know. Are we lost, man? I don't know. I'm sweating so much. Can you die from sweat? I don't know. We're going around the corner. Everyone's freaking out. Tom's just like, whoa. And I'm like, I don't understand what you're saying, man. I don't get it. And he's looking at me and I'm just like, fucking everyone shut the fuck up. I'm still freaking out. I'm trying to figure out what colours are, all right? I mean, I know what red looks like, but what is it? What is red? And as we're sitting there freaking out, we step back and we're just like, fuck, what the fuck are we going to do? Everyone's freaking out. And I step back from everyone. I'm just like, everyone calm the fuck down. And then a bat hits me in the back of the head. Like, not a weapon, a fucking bat with sonar hits me in the back of the head. And I just go fucking woof. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And Jules is just like, a bat hit you in the head. And I'm like, am I Batman? Oh no, that's Spider-Man. It's all good. And I stand up and boys just staring at me. I'm like, what's going on? What the fuck's happening? What's happening? And they're like, oh, it's just kind of flying around your head. And I was looking up like, what do you want from us, bats? And just as I say it, it flies down this pathway in between this cavern of trees that is just hunched over and pitch black. I look back at the boys, Tom and Jules, I'm just like, we're following the bat. And they just look back at me and they're just like, fucking, yeah, all right. I don't know, you're in the jungle, you follow a bat. That's how it works. I don't know what to tell you. So we start walking down this trail, man, and the fucking bat led us to fucking salvation. We're walking down this trail, pitch black, pushing through trees and shit, and then we come out the other end, and there's this shanty in the distance, and it's just got a swinging light on it, right? A little generator next to it, and we're like, we fucking made it! So happy. These fucking swamp monsters just appear from the fucking rainforest, like, we've been trapped, right? And we get there, we go up to the fucking shanty, and we're like, give us a bag of all your beer, right? And the guy's like, you got to sign the guest book. So we look down the guest book, which is just fucking waving right now. Like, we're out of it. And it goes, oh, what brought you here? And I'm just like, I followed the bat. And it's like, profession? I'm like, acid. Thank you, sir. A bag of your finest beers. Oh, sorry, cerveza. He gives us a bag, right, with ice with all the beers on it, and we're like, we're going to this fucking beach. It is nighttime, right? It is pitch black nighttime. We're walking through. There's no power at this site other than the shanty. Beautiful. We walk out towards the beach. You can hear the beach going, and you can hear it sounds like a fucking dishwasher. I don't know if people like grew up around beaches, but you hear it and you're like, oh, you don't swim in there, right? Just churning up. And we saw a sign as we were walking through, all in Spanish, right? And fun fact, we don't speak Spanish. And as we're walking out, it's just a sign in Spanish and has a number on it and has 132. And we're like, oh, that's obviously people that have been stupid enough to swim in the ocean. Oh, we're going to do something smart on this trip and not do that. So we walk out on the beach, sit out on this beach. It was one of the most beautiful, most tranquil times of my life. no light from anywhere. You can see the stars floating through the sky, I think. And it was me, Jules, Pom Tom, just sinking back some beers, right? Just music playing on our phone. And then as we're sitting there taking it all in, Pom Tom turns to me and he says, "Hey, bury me up to my head in the sand." Okay. And we fucking dug, man. You say what you want about acid when there's a job to do, all right? It may not be a job worth doing, all right? And you might not do it the right way, but you fucking get it done. We dug a hole. He's as tall as me. We dug a hole so he could stand in it. Just his little fucking dumb pom head sitting out the top. Buried that shit in. It's me, Jules, and a fucking head. Moonlight shining down, Bob Marley playing, and I'm just giving him a straw and a beer, and he's just like, "I'm having such a great time." Man, we sat there for fucking hours, had such a good time, but then the acid started to wear off. And as you'd know, sir, that's been on acid, at the end, you need a little bit of weed to bring you back down. So me and Jules are sitting there, we're like, "We're gonna have to go and get some smoke." "Wait here." "We'll be back." So me and Jules get up and we leave the head of Pom Tom on the beach and we walk back to the campsite. There is no light. There's no generators. It's pitch black, midnight. The only light is your phone. And he only has his sitting away from his fucking head. And we head back into the campsite, man, and we're just like, "Fuck, I need some weed." We met these American blokes, and they're like, "Hey, man, what you have to do is go up to that campsite over there and look for a guy called Eduardo." We're like, "Sweet." And we start walking through. We didn't realise it's now midnight. Everyone's asleep in their tent. And me and Jules just walking past going, "Eduardo! Eduardo!" And as we're walking on through, right, all these tents, there's another shanty up in the thing, and it's got a little generator, and it's got this screen, like a sheet hanging down from it with a documentary being shot onto the sheet, right? And we see it from a distance, and it was a documentary on bats. I look at Jules before I can say anything. He goes, "We're following the bat." I'm like, "Fucking oath we are, bro. We're going. Let's do this." Hasn't led us astray yet. We go out to this side. There's a bunch of Colombian blokes sitting there watching this documentary. It's all in Spanish. And then we're just going, "Fucking all right, let's just do it." And we're like, "Eduardo!" And this guy sitting right in front of me just goes, "Sí, I'm Eduardo. Hoochie?" We're like, "Fucking yes." Follow this guy to his side. He gives us a whole bunch of weed and we start heading back out to the beach, right? We walk through the campsite. We're like, "Fuck yeah, Pom Tom's going to be so happy. It's going to be sick." And as we're walking, we hear this yell from behind us and it's Eduardo being like, "Hey, amigo, wait. Hey, don't go out on the beach at nighttime. Cayman crocodiles hunt on the beach. 134 people have died on the beach." And me and Jules just go, "Fucking Pom Tom!" Start running out onto this beach, man. We're freaking out, like, "Fuck, where is he?" And Jules is like, "We've killed a British backpacker. I'm like, "Shut the fuck up, we're gonna get our story straight, alright? We're gonna find him." Also, I don't want to add to the problems, but honestly, what the fuck is red? But anyway, we start running along, and then we start hearing in the pitch black of night above the waves of the beach some music in the distance. We start walking and following this sound. We're walking and we get there and there's just the head of Pom Tom smiling, singing Bob Marley. I was like, "Fuck, I thought you were going to be a stump." But I was so stoked to find Pom Tom that I took a photo of him on my phone. This is Pom Tom.